myself Abhinesh. In this video, I'll be demonstrating my task 4.2c. This task is about implementing the repository pattern and like object oriental relational mapping in my robot controller API. So in my previous task, the controllers were directly connected to the database. So in this task, I've improved the structure by separating all the database logics. So here, this controllers folder contain the API endpoints, and then the models folder contain the data classes such as robot_command.cs and map.cs. The persistence folder contains all the database related code. So next, I'll start with program.cs. So I've import the persistence namespace, and then this is my interface, and the repositories are inside the persistence folder. So this is my repository, and this is under the persistence folder. So this builder service dot add controllers is basically enables the controller API. So the next two builder service enable the Swagger, so to test my API in the browser. The next is the next two builder service add scope iRobot command data access and IMAP data access is used when the controller asks for like robot command access, and the program will provide the robot command repository. Then this app dot use Swagger and use Swagger UI. So basically, these two lines allow to open the Swagger and test the endpoints. And then this map dot app dot map controllers. It enables the map controller routes like such as the API robot commands and API map commands. Next, I'll explain robot command.cs here. So here it represent one row from the robot command table. So these are my this is my properties. The ID, name, is move command, created date, modified date, and description. So here the so here this public robot command, it is importantly needed because it creates the object automatically by using the new T. Then here I've created a robot command and int ID, name, is move command, creatable the modified date, and the description. Next, I'll explain my map.cs. So basically, it represent one row from the map table as a previous robot command, and here also it has a parameterless constructor which is needed for the mapping repository. Basically, the model class are important because of the ORM mapping files. Then the same as robot command.js, here also I have put ID, columns, the rows, name, created a date, the modified date, and the description. So in previous robot command, the name and smooth command is there. Here the columns and rows, the both values only change. Next, I'll explain iRobot command data access.js. So here, basically, it is the interface for the robot command data access. This contain method signature, and it does not contain the SQL code. So this robot data access tell the application what method robot command data access class must have. For example, here get robot commands. It returns all the robot commands. So here this move commands return only the move commands, and then the int by id get one command by using its id, and then here these three insert, update, and delete are used for creating, update, and for deleting operation. Next, I'll explain my imapdata.cs data access. So this is the map data access.cs. So this method is used for getting all maps, for getting in square maps, and getting it by id, and by inserting and updating and deleting, and also there is a check coordinate command to check whether given x and y coordinate is valid inside a selected map. Next, I will explain my robot command ado.cs. So this is the ado.net version of the robot command data access, and this file uses the np GSQL connection and the command and the data reader. So here this here I mentioned my host, local host, username as my name Abhinesh, and the password is database SIT 331, and then the next one is var con equal to new npg SQL connection. This line creates and open the database connection. So here this cmd equal to new npg SQL command. So this command is selects the robot and record from the database. They are with the name, description, the creator date and modified date. The next one is using var dr command executive reader. So this run the SQL query and gives data reader. So here this while dr dot read. So this basically this is a loop. It read each row from the database, and it create manually a robot command object, and the ADO files works here, and it will have the repeated mapping code. So next I'll explain my map ADO.cs. So this is the ADO.net version of for the maps. It works in the same way as the robot command ADO. It connects to the database, and it will run SQL queries as before. So here the get maps return all the maps, and get square maps returns only the map where columns and rows are equal. For example, if the columns were 10 and the rows were 10, it will return. If not, it will not return. So here this check coordinate checks if the x and y values are inside the boundaries, and the ADO files are kept here because the task has to show the previous ADO implementation and also to provide a new repository implementation. So I've added ADO files. Next, I'll explain my irepository.cs. So this file is very important for the respiratory pattern, and it contains the generic method called executive reader. So here this T means the it can work with the different model classes such as with robot command or with map command. So here this var t class command new. Here this must be a class, and it should have an empty constructor. That is why like I added a empty constructor in robot command.cs and then map.cs. So here this var entity is equal to new list. This creates a list of any type, like depending on when it is passed. So here using var connection equal to new, this opens the database connection, and here using var cmd, this creates the SQL command, and the SQL query is passed from the all repository classes. So here this if db parents is not null, this adds the SQL parameters when if needed, and this is used for the queries like for fetching with the id values or to insert or update the values. So here this using var dr, this execute the SQL, and it start reading the result. This var entity and the entity dot add, this creates a new object, and map data, it add the database value to it, and it's finally added to the list. So next I'll explain my extension method dot cs. So here this file contain an extension method called map.to. So this public static void map2, this extend the npg SQL data reader. So to call in short form, this doctor map2 entity, and this is inside the repository dot cs. Here this var fast member type accessor, this creates the fast member accessor for the model class, and this fast member helps access and its said property faster than any normal reflection. And here this var props fast member get members select to hash set. So this gets all the empty names from the model, and it stores them in a case sensitive test. So here this var int I0 and I less than doctor field dr field count, this loops through every column written by the SQL query. And here this var props dot first order or default, this checks if the database column has a matching c hashtag property. Then next I'll explain my robot command repository.cs. Repository.cs. So here this creates this class is the repository implementation for the robot commands. So this is the private RAI repository repo. This allows the classes to use the default executive reader method from the IA repository. So this public list command get robot commands says this method get all the robot commands from the database, and these all are used to get the command from the database. So here this move command is used to return only the commands where is command is true, and then here this will the get robot command by id, it will return only the specified id. If I click number one first id, it will return only first id. Then next is insert robot command. This method insert a new robot command into the database, and it will return as id, and this returning id as id, this return the newly created raw after the insert. And then next I'll explain my map repository.cs. So this is the repository implementation for the maps. and it follows the same structure of the robot command repository. So here this public class map repository IMAP data access I repository. This means it implements the map interface and also uses the generic repository. So here this public list map get all maps. It returns all the map from the database, and this get square maps. This return the maps where columns and rows are equal. Next, they map by ID. This gets one map by its specific ID. Then here, this is inserts a new map and returns the created map. Next one is update map. This updates the map by using its ID. Then here is public void delete. This delete the map from the database. And the next one is public bool check coordinate. This method checks whether the given coordinate is inside the map. Next, I'll explain my robot command controller.cs. So here, this controller handles the robot command by the API endpoints, and the controller directly does not create robot command repository. Instead, it asks for I robot command data access in the constructor. So here I've given root API slash robot commands. This means that it base root is API robot commands. Here, this HTTP get uh, handles the API robot command, and it will returns all the robot command. So here this HTTP move, this returns only the move command. The next one is by getting by its ID. Next one is post. This creates a new robot command, and then next updating an existing robot command by the put. Then here HTTP delete by you have to delete the robot command. We have to delete it by the ID. Then next I'll explain my map controller.cs. So this route API maps, it has a endpoint starts from here. So the public class map controller IMAP data access. So this is the repository is injected like into the controller. So as the same here, this HTTP get all the maps. Then here it returns all the square where the columns and rows are equal. Then getting maps by its ID. Then this adds a new map. This updates by its ID, and then this delete by its ID, and then here this checks whether the XY coordinate is inside or outside the map. So I'll run the terminal. So now the run is successful. I'll copy the local host. So here I'll test my first whether it displaying all robot commands. You have to try it out, and I'll click execute. So it replay as 200, and we display all the robot IDs with their name. Next, I'll explain it, move command. So basically it will it has 200 okay, and it display where the ismove command is true. So next I'll test my all maps, try it out and click execute. So it will return all the map IDs with their name. Next I'll get my map square by try it out, execute. So it will display where the columns and the rows are equal. Next one, I'll get a robot command by its ID. So if I click 2, it will display the second ID. If I click 3, it will display me the third ID. Then I'll add one post robot command. So here, this I will add it as I'll add as ID number 8. If I click execute, so it will return as 201 undocumented, and it has been created successfully. Then I'll check that it is added. So here the 8th ID has been added. Now I'll delete one ID. So now I'll edit on ID. Now I'll edit the 8th ID as, for example, I'll click jump. If I click execute, so here I'll radius 8. If I click, it will give us 204 undocumented. I'll test it whether it has been updated. So here it has been successfully changed as jump. Now I'll delete it. I click execute. It will return us 204 okay. I'll check whether it is deleted or not. So now only 6 ID has been here. Thank you.